Bluff City NIL is an official partner of Coaching for Literacy, a nonprofit organization using the power of sports to impact childhood literacy. You can read more about them at coachingforliteracy.org or follow them on social media at Coaching for Literacy. Your donations to Bluff City NIL are 100% tax deductible because of our partnership together. So we thank you for supporting Memphis Tiger student athletes and helping promote the monumental cause of childhood literacy.
Welcome to Tigers Untapped, a Bluff City Media podcast. Stepping up to the microphone are your hosts, TJ Willis and Trey Lasley. Pull up your chair, grab your favorite brew, and enjoy the conversation. Now, let's get to the show.
That's a 2-0 week, Tej. What do we say? Winning fixes everything?
Which one of these makes sense?
Just keep that way right there. Other way. Just keep winning. Just keep winning. What is that?
You know what's that? I don't know what that is. No.
Make it swimming, and it's Dory from Finding Nemo.
You had me confused with the just keep winning. Just keep winning. I was like, I don't know that one.
Yeah, that's my bad. All right, tell the folks what we're drinking on tonight. It feels like a little beachy.
Made a mess. Yeah, we got where are we at? CROSSTOWN boat drinks.
Boat drinks.
This is a margarita goza. So let's see how that goes. I bought this so long ago. I bought this in summertime, so I have no clue if it's
Goza style ale brewed with lemon, lime, and salt. Well, it is heavy on the lemon and lime.
Delicious.
It's more. It's gonna be warmer this week. Fit in perfect.
Man. 2-0. Is that our thing now? Are we just wanting to go 2-0 every week from here on out?
You feel that? It is tart.
It's right here.
Man, if you could go 2-0 every week, you're in a real good spot. And I think that would mean that you win the conference.
Yeah. I mean, every game is Thursday and Sunday from here on out. I think actually for last week, since last week.
Yeah,
is that right?
You're in the Thursday, Sunday swing. 6 games left? We got 3 weeks of the regular season and then the conference tournament.
This one hurts. I'm not gonna lie.
What, this beer?
Yeah, I'm feeling that. I'm gonna have heartburn. Welcome to your 30s.
Hurt is the right word, but
I feel like I can scratch and sniff the can.
It's getting it does look like that. That would be a great can idea, though.
We're on to something. Let us know, guys, at CROSSTOWN. Let us know.
Something's going on with my. All right, 2-0. First, you traveled down to Tampa and took care of biz. Got the 99-81 victory. You were only favored by 6, I think was the line, and you went down there and got an 18-point vig. Overall, it's a good game. I mean, that's what you're looking for, right? We've talked about the metrics, how important they are. Beat up on those lower tier teams.
Yeah, I mean, considering that, it's supposed to be a 6-point. Are you good? Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and fill in for Trey as he dies live on air here. Only expected to win by 6. You walk away with a pretty hefty victory. A victory you should, for what it's worth, always have against USF. They're just, although they are better than they have been, that's still not a team that you should be competing with, in my opinion. I think you should probably always win that one by relatively 15 to 18 points. So, you back? I cannot hear you, my man.
The game at home was way closer than it needed to be.
There you go. We're back. We're back. Yeah, and it's not just because that is a home game, but it's because you're the better team. You have the more talented players. No one on USF is even close to the top two best players for the Tigers. Tyler could make an argument for the
Hey, I
third best
told
player on
you
Memphis.
he was going for 30.
You did. I'll give you that. He was making sure he's pulling up from 50 feet out, essentially. So good for him. Shout out to Tyler.
Yeah,
Leading
the
AAC 3-point makes. Yeah,
is
makes. Yeah, it's the most makes in AAC.
Oh, all time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, he gets the record by banking one in on a falling away off balance three. Very Tyler-esque.
That's the Tyler way. Did I do that right? What is wrong with you? It's this, man. I'm telling it's this right here. It's hitting us two different ways. I have instantaneous heartburn from that. No joke.
But good all around game, much better than the home game. You were in control the entire time. I mean, they kind of made a little run later in the second half there, cutting it to 10 when you'd been up 20, but never really felt like you weren't going to pull that one out.
Yeah. Was that the one that started off with the quick double tech?
Yeah, that was Tyler and KD going at it.
Yeah.
I think Tyler made a bucket and then looked at the bench and said, "Y'all better get Alo out here. He's the only one that can guard me," or something like that, which is
that's pretty sick.
It's true.
For what it's worth.
We kind of talked about that before the game.
That's pretty sick to say because he can back it up too. So it wasn't like he's just talking to talk. It's more so like, seriously, you're going to need to call Alo.
Yeah. No, I mean, it was classic. I don't know what KD said back to him, but yeah, they got teed up right then and there.
It happens.
Good game out of DeAndre. Shout out to DeAndre, 2 good games, right? He's been named the conference player of the week. I think that's his second on the year. Kendrick leads the conference in conference player of the week. I think he's got 6 maybe. But DeAndre, 26-5 at South Florida, was 10-10 from the charity stripe. Good night. You got 23 out of KD, who was 3-3 from 3, 2-2 from the free throw line. He didn't get to the line quite as much. 19 out of Keontae, 14 out of Elijah. I mean, that's your top 4 right there. That's kind of what you've been looking for and hoping for.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, we have been bouncing back and forth around who's going to be that third guy. Is it Kennedy? Is it McCadden? Who's going to be that third guy? Is it Alo when he comes back? Who will it be? So it's nice to kind of see both of those guys kind of step up and be the third and fourth guys pretty comparatively, making big runs there. Nope.
The last 5-6 games before yesterday, Keontae was that third guy, right? He'd scored until yesterday with the Temple game at home. He'd scored double figures in 6 straight and was really kind of that. I mean, Elijah's been there. He's made key plays. But from a true scoring perspective, it's really been Keontae, I think. I mean those 2 guys have fit in perfectly to their roles. They've been absolutely vital in the absence of Malcolm and Alo, and really stepped in and provided some good minutes for the Tigers. Getting 30 plus minutes a night out of those 2, a lot of nights.
Yeah, I look at Elijah kind of more as a garbage man type of facilitator type of player, things like that. He's really scooping up a lot of loose balls, boards, making the last second passes, things that you really kind of want from a teammate, and it's really showing off. You're not going to get 10 points on average from him every night or anything like that. He may get you there sometimes, but that's not really his game. He's just there to kind of be that team player, that glue guy for the most.
Yeah, I mean, he like you said, I think perfectly. He's getting a offensive rebound late, a putback at the right time. just kind of making those hustle plays.
Yeah.
Night in and night out.
Yeah.
All right. Yesterday, Temple at home. Another game looked like you were going to run away with. They kind of made it interesting there. Like cut it to 6 with a couple minutes left, but you ended up winning by 9, which if you follow me on Twitter, you would have seen was maybe the worst beat I've had ever. The one thing that couldn't have happened, the one point amount that Tigers couldn't have won by, 9, they won by. And it's all because of an and one on the last play of the game. I had 2 bets. One,
Hey,
I talked about it last week. I did not feel good about a 9, 8.5 point game. I thought it was going to be closer than that. So I took Temple to cover. I took Temple plus 8.5. But I hedged with a long shot parlay, like a 5-leg parlay. Tiger total points over 75.5. I think Temple total points over 69.5. Memphis to be up at the half. And then Memphis minus 9.5, which would have covered the loss of the Temple wager if the Temple one didn't hit. And then we win by 9.
So what were your feelings in the final seconds after they get the and one, Tigers get the ball back, and we're just kind of running on the clock, but I don't remember who it was. Someone catches the wide open 3-point shot. They wouldn't have ever taken it, but
no,
I know
we never scored in that situation. The other part of it was how many free throws were missed towards the end of the game.
Oh yeah, an unbelievable amount.
What is
Kendrick?
Also, yeah, what is going on?
I don't know.
Is he just tired?
That's good
because he's having to
that's a
defend
good
more.
theory.
I don't know what it is.
He's playing 40 points a game essentially, so
40 minutes,
maybe
yeah.
a little exhausted.
I don't know.
What did I say? 40
but
points a game?
He was shooting, I want to say right at 90 or a little above. And he's missed some free throws down the stretch here the last 2 weeks.
It's hard to say anything because he's still coming out like 70% on a game. On a bad game, he's 70%. So like it is what it is. But it does feel like when he's missing those, you're like, all right, you're gonna start to hit a run now. And they did. Unfortunately, I think we were up 18 with 12 minutes. I don't even remember what the time was on.
It was like halfway through the second half. You're up 18, 20. Then you kind of let them come back, cut it to 6 at one point, got it back up to 12, 13.
So like that, yeah.
Ended up winning by 9.
The announcer kind of jinxed us for a second there. He was like, "Oh, the game's this one isn't close yet," or he said something like that, and then they just go on a 12-point run or something wild.
Yeah,
just shot after shot after shot.
I'd like to say this: I don't think any collegiate basketball game should be played before 1 p.m. on a Sunday. Noon. You could do a noon one, whatever. But 11 a.m. on a Sunday—that's tough.
That's super tough. We're battling nap time.
Yeah, I mean, that is tough. Even 12, you're still battling nap time, but 11 a.m. on a Sunday, I don't know who's doing that, but let's veto those. I know we got one more coming up.
Let's say we have one more, I think.
Last game of the year, the Houston game. No excuses, but 11 a.m. on Sunday. Don't like it. Big game out of DeAndre again, though, 26 and 12. 6 assists. My man was all over the place. 3 fouls. Hey, shout out to DeAndre. You know, the last time he fouled out of a game, his fouling is under control. You're not seeing a lot of those like reactionary frustration fouls anymore.
Yeah, it seems like it's definitely something they've been working on, in something where it's like, don't be so aggressive on some of those shots. Either that, or it's like a clear indication of just like, make sure you're always going, straight up. You're not leaning forward. It's the little things that I think that he's been making the stupid decisions on.
You've seen in the last couple of weeks how important and vital he is when he's able to stay on the floor, and like
Absolutely.
how productive he is, right? He's had like 17 boards. I mean, double yesterday, 26 and 12. Conference player of the week. Specifically. Averaged 26.5, almost 9 boards and 4 assists in 2 games last week. I mean, that's the production you're getting out of him when he's able to stay on the floor. So kudos to him. By the way, answer to that question, UCF was the last game he fouled out of.
Okay.
But you can't blame him because that went into double OT. So that's like almost a whole
It's a
extra
second
half
game. Yeah.
Yeah. So like he's really done a good job of getting that under control. So shout out to DeAndre.
8-game stretch. Yeah.
Decent game out of Kendrick, 21, 4 assists, 4 steals, 2 boards, 7 of 10 from the free throw line. Not terrible, 70% like you said, but some of those down the stretch missing them. 2 of 6 from the 3, 6 17 from the field. You got 12 out of Elijah, so he was your tied for third leading scorer, him and Jaden. Jaden hit a couple of threes with 5 of 6 from the field.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of what you need out of him, right? Jaden off the bench. He can give you that. I think you're in a pretty good spot.
I think between Jaden and Jonathan Lawson, you really need, ideally, if you can get 3 threes between the two of them, that's great. You know, I think it's kind of hard to count on that just due to the fact that we don't shoot a lot of threes as a team. But if you get Jonathan coming in, he goes 1 of 2, maybe even 1 of 3. That's great. Jaden's pretty much only getting the looks from the 3 now. So for the most part, you know, that's great. I think the guys are kind of filling into the roles that you really wanted them to do. And it's late in the season, so we're checking the right boxes. And, you know, we're getting more and more primed for March Madness.
Yeah. I mean, if there's anything concerning out of yesterday, it was defensively, right? You gave up 10 threes. I think they were 10 of 20 from 3 for 50%. And then 52% from the field, 28 of 54, which you don't see a lot of. We don't give up that good of a shooting night most nights, at least from 2.
Yeah.
But then on the other side of it, you were able to hit 8 of 18, so almost 45% from 3, and then you shot 57% from the field. So only downside really is free throws. You're only 10 of 16, 63%, which this team has been shooting free throws much better than that pretty much all year.
Yeah. Yeah. And a lot of those are onesie twosies, right? Someone going 0 of 1, someone going 1 of 2.
Yeah.
Obviously, Kendrick, you know, we talked about his 7 of 10, only going 70%. You probably felt that more than the rest of us due to your financial investments. You okay? You sound like me. Flip your mic.
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm hanging in there by a thread.
They pump me full of antibiotics, dude. They just need to give you the antibiotics now.
I don't know what it is. My wife's a pharmacist. She won't give me anything. I don't know what the deal is. You won the rebound battle yesterday. So that's good. I mean, it was by 1, but hey, you won it. It's area of concern. And then turnovers, you only had 9. Solid day right there, taking care of the basketball. All right. Anything else, Teach, stand out from last week? You're now in, I guess it's tied for second technically. And the weird thing is you would think that Tulane is in second.
Would have the nod.
With the tiebreaker. But even on American Athletic Conference website, we are listed as the second team. And I think it's because of overall record. They have 7 losses to our 6. So I don't know honestly, it doesn't really matter if you guys are the 2 and 3 either way, like you're still playing each other. So it doesn't really matter, but still interesting that I think right now, at least they have us what appears to be the 2 seed. So you're in a pretty good spot. We'll say that.
Yeah. Especially considering I was ready to jump off a bridge like a couple of games ago. And I don't even remember what game it was exactly. I was like, all right, Penny's leading me astray again. I get into this probably, I feel like every year.
What, the Tulane game?
Yeah, I think it was the Tulane game. And it feels like every year where I have to remind myself that in Penny we trust, because like we'll lose to some team. It doesn't really matter who it is. Tulane in this example, we get swept by Tulane. I'm like, what is going on? Like, why can't we figure this stuff out? Like you have the talent, you know, you're better than these other teams. So what's going wrong? And kind of basically talked myself off the ledge. I'm like, we're going to finish fourth in the American now. And I have to go back and talk myself off the ledge. And here we are. I mean, second team in the American. It could be third, I guess, however you want to define that. But we're still there competing. And I think that a lot of Tiger fans need to kind of think back on that, because I know I'm not the only one that goes through the penny fluctuation of, are we still good? Are we a good team? Like I kind of ask myself every now and then. I'm like, are we really good? Like, who have we beaten? And then you see Auburn beat someone but lose to someone else, then beat someone else, and you just keep bouncing back and forth on, are we good or not? You know?
No, I feel you. And I feel like it's like that every year. We're kind of in the same spot we've been in the last couple of years. And we'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute after we preview this week. But no, I mean, all in all, last week, a good week. Any week you can go 2-0 is a good week. So if you can do that this week, it'll be a real good week given who you're about to play. So you got UCF Thursday night in the Forum, home game. Hopefully a revenge game for the Tigers. You feel like you gave one away down there in Orlando. Ended up obviously losing in double OT. That was the last game Alex played. That was when he got hurt. So what was that, like a month ago, I think, right around there. The 12th of
about 8 games
January.
ago.
So right at a month. They're rolling into FedEx Forum. They're what are they sitting at right now in conference? I know they went on quite a losing streak. They're at 6-6 in the conference. So they're 3 games back of you. You owe them one. I mean, this is a game you should win.
Yeah.
I want to win it by, I don't know what it's going to be at. It's probably going to be about 5 or 6. Let's see. Yeah, Ken Palm's got it as a 5-point game. You got a 68% chance of winning at home. They're 57th in Ken Palm. I mean, this is they're still a good team. I know they went on like a 6-game losing streak right after beating us, but metric-wise, they're still good. I mean, they're 55 in the net still. So, I mean, it wouldn't be the end of the world if you lost it. I think it's a quad 2 technically, but I mean, you always want to win every game on your home floor, right? You're 11-1 at home. Let's go 12-1. Right now, you got the best home record in the conference. Even Houston's taken 2 home L's. So this is one I want to win this one by double dig. Give me 10+ point victory.
Yeah, it's definitely one that you can win, right? As long as you don't let Horton beat you from 3 again. I mean, that guy's been on fire. They played the Hogwarts School of the Blind last week. Tulsa won by like 50. No joke. It was bad. It was just another game where Horton just went wild from 3. He beat you by 3. I mean, I think he went 50% against us. He was like 5 of 10, something like that.
Wouldn't a witch or a wizard just cast a spell to fix their blindness?
I don't know if it works like that.
I mean, I think it does. Harry broke his arm, right? And then Madam, whatever her name is in the inflammatory, just like fixed his arm. Or they regrew, right? The bones regrew, whatever.
Well, if
so maybe
you think
don't
of it like
fix the blindness, your eyes regrow. But then you can see. I don't know. Hogwarts School for the Blind didn't. I don't know. I don't feel like that works. Whatever.
Tulsa's trash. That was my point.
Yeah, you got to defend the 3 for sure. And you got to close the game out, right? You can't be up 10 with 4 minutes left and lose the basketball game. Be up 3 with the ball with 7 seconds left and lose the basketball game.
I feel like we're rebounding better now from when we played them.
Yeah.
I remember when we played them last, it was just like, seriously, I think we got like 25 rebounds in the game. Don't check me on that stat because it's probably wrong. But I know it was a terrible rebounding game for us, and it showed pretty quickly on.
Well, even
that's kind of how you lost the game.
Part of it, too, is like DeAndre, right? We've talked about it. Like, there are nights he's gone out there and getting almost 20 rebounds himself. I think in that Tulane game we lost, for a lot of it, he was out rebounding the entire Tulane team. Unfortunately, you ended up not winning that game, but The team is definitely rebounding better as a unit. You got out rebounded 41-36 in the first game.
Mm-hmm.
You don't let them hit 16 threes. You don't send them to the line 40 times, and you rebound the ball better. And I think you win fairly easily, probably on your home floor. In front of what, Thursday night, 7 p.m., I think. Is that at 7? Should be a good crowd. This is a game I think the Tigers win pretty comfortably.
What's the spread
Comfortably
on that,
saying like it sits around like 6, 7, 8, 9 the whole time, and then you end up winning by 10 to 12, maybe.
Do you know the spread on that one?
I don't think it's out there yet, but it'll probably be about 5.5. I would assume.
So I was kind of thinking 4 to 5, somewhere in there. I think it'll be pretty close.
Which this is one I think I'm going to probably take the Tigers to cover.
Yeah. I think just the fact that DeAndre has been on a different level as of late, it's so hard for me to go against him. Kendrick is still Kendrick.
I mean, you got the two dudes
started to figure it out
that have been dominating the Conference Player of the Week award.
Yeah.
Through what? You're in week, I don't even know what week we're in. Week 11, 12 of conference play. And your two guys have won it at least 8 times. I mean, you'll have the two. I don't know. I guess Hendrick's been pretty good, but arguably the two best guys on the floor Thursday.
Yeah, I was trying to go back and look just to see who's won it every week. Can't find just like a running list to make my life easier. Whatever. We won a majority of times on this, so we win. Just give us the conference championship at this point. I think that's how that works.
I would love the conference championship.
Yeah, you haven't won one yet.
I
think we talked about it. 2014, was that the last time? Talked about it last week.
Yeah. All right, we both got a dub on Thursday. And then TJ, the big one. The biggest bargain in fun. Sunday, 2 p.m.
Sunday. Monster Truck Rally. I always want to do that when someone says Sunday.
That was really impressive, actually.
You like that?
It sounded like it. Like I thought you were playing a clip.
Oh, man, that was straight from the gullet. From the heart, honestly.
Sunday, Houston, home of Kendrick and DeAndre, so they're probably going to go off. We need them to go off.
Digger. Sorry, I'm still stuck here.
I don't know what this will be at.
Ooh.
I mean, last year, we went down there about this time last year, and I think we were 10-point dogs, which feels – and last year, obviously, we had a much more talented team. I'll say this, though. If Temple can go down there to the freaking what?
Fertitta Center
and pull out a dub, we can too. Why not us?
Yeah. I think I agree with that logic, right? I mean, they have 2 losses on the whole year. One is Alabama, which
both
Alabama could arguably
give them their third home L.
Beat anyone. But the Temple one, I think, is the one that's kind of like, okay, so you're telling me there's a chance, right? Temple's not better than us. I think we've proven that. I'm worried though, because I think Alabama's figured it out since then. Houston has figured it out since then. They have kind of been on a bit of a scoring rampage for them. They're not really the highest scoring of team unless the teams are just straight up trash. But
yeah, it'll be an interesting game. I mean, you got the number 1 scoring offense in the conference versus the number 1 defensive scoring defense in the conference. I think we're averaging 85-ish points a game, and they're giving up like right at 60, maybe 65. But it'll definitely be interesting to see if Kendrick, KD, if Keontae can get back on it. We talked about it. He had 6 in a row, double digits until yesterday. I mean, this is definitely a game where you got to have him step up and scoring again, right? I mean, he was 1 of 2 the other day from 3, but this feels like it's a game where he's got to hit like, I mean, last year it was what, Landers down there in Houston knocking down threes. That feels like a similar thing where if you can get 4 or 5 threes out of Keontae, 2 out of Jaden, Kendrick, and KD playing a good game, Elijah just busting his blood all over the court. Like, I think they're gettable. I'll say that. They don't feel so superhero-esque as they did earlier in the year.
Yeah, I mean, you and I both hate Houston, but they're good. You know, I'm not going to sugarcoat it and say that they are. I'm not going to call them fraudulent, as you would. I know you're itching to call them fraudulent.
Their football team was fraudulent. I haven't once called their basketball team fraudulent, but football, they were the most fraudulent team in the country.
They're good, man. Walker, who's the guard? Sasser. They've got really good players.
I mean, yeah, which guard?
Yeah, that's a good point. I was trying to think of who all.
Mark. Yeah, Drace Walker. I mean, Sasser and Walker are really like
1-2 for me.
I don't know. How's Kendrick gonna match up with their guards? You know, is DeAndre gonna be able to contain himself and keep himself out of foul trouble trying to guard Walker? Like, I don't know. There's a lot of – it's definitely a game where DeAndre can't pick up 2 quick fouls. Like, we're going to need you the whole first half, basically. Sure. Basically the whole game. Like, Kendrick and DeAndre need to be on the floor almost 40 minutes probably on Sunday.
Yeah, I'm worried that it's going to get into the situation where maybe you put Keontae or someone on Sasser and the other guard's just going to go off. Like, you're going to have to give one guy their points and just make sure the other doesn't get it. And I think if I had to pick, I don't want Sasser going off. That's just me personally. Pick your poison, you know?
Yeah, it is definitely a pick your poison.
I don't want to cheat. It's tough. It's a lot of tough matchups.
You think we could get Alo back by Sunday?
Yeah, I think so. I would actually.
I've been thinking about this a little bit. I wouldn't. I don't know. This is no insider info. Possible. But I've been feeling like a little bit of give him a little run on Thursday against UCF and then bring him back Sunday in Houston. That's what it feels like to me.
I would say play it by ear heading to UCF or heading against UCF. And then if he can go UCF, that's great. But I wouldn't try to rush anything back by any means. Don't active drills. Make sure he is good to go for Sunday because you're going to need him against Houston.
No forcing anything back or anything like
first
that.
First game back, 30 minutes. First game back.
No, not at all. But I feel like this is a week we could get Alo back. We'll see.
Yeah.
I don't know what the line will be. I'm sure it'll be double digit. It feels like it'll be what it was last year, 10, 11.
You think
Ken Palm's got it as a 13-point game. Right. Yeah. Ken Palm's got a 78-65 loss with us, a 12% chance to win. This would be a huge one. That you win this.
Oh, yeah.
You got a road win against the number 1 Ken Palm team, and what are they in the net? They are second. No, they're first in the net.
First.
So you'd have as good of a win as you can get, a win against the number 1 team at their place.
A team that you fare like you tend to play pretty well, right? I think if you go back since Samson's been there, it's pretty much a wash. I feel like Tigers may have a nod slightly, but we tend to match up pretty well with them, or at least play them closely, or they play down to us, however you want to word it.
I mean, it's typically been a good game the last 4 years. Like, I think Penny said it the other day, like there's no pregame speech needed before the Houston games. Like, everybody just, it's a big game.
Yeah.
Top team in the country at their place. Like, if you're not ready to play that game, you're not ready to really play a game, period. So
Yeah.
I think it's definitely a game where we come out prepared. It may be one where you come out and it's a little bit like helter skelter the first 5 minutes because both teams are just so amped up with energy and playing just like not feeling anything. They're just all over the place. So it makes it a little like sloppy to start out, but then I think they'll settle in and we'll see. I don't think we lose by double digits. I'll say that.
I don't know. I think we're going to trade off, if I have to be honest. I think we lose there and win at home.
I don't anticipate in
It,
any means winning this game in Houston.
no,
I just don't want to get freaking obliterated. Like, be a
yeah,
good game.
it's normally not ever really no one getting obliterated. Maybe that game where Landers went kind of wild. I don't remember if that was the home or the away game. I think it may have been the away game.
The home game, we obliterated them.
Was it the home game? Yeah,
so we won by 20.
Yeah, but that's typically not common. If you look at the matchup, that's not, it's normally within 6 points, I feel like, for the most part. You probably fact check me on that. But I think this is going to be one where if you don't have Alo, it could get kind of ugly depending on how your offense is scoring, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So again, it'll depend. I think that's exact. Like, how do we come out offensively and look? Are they able to just shut us down? They're grabbing every rebound, getting to the foul line. DeAndre's sitting on the bench because he's in foul trouble. Like, yeah, I think it's just going to come down to that. And are Katie and DeAndre able to stay out on the floor? And do you get help out of guys like Keontae and Elijah? And then, maybe Jaden hit a couple shots from off the bench. So I will say that we do lose in a tough one, though. I think it's a decent game. Like you said, I don't think it's one way or the other a blowout, but I'll say we lose by like 6 or 7.
It's kind of what I thought.
You play well enough to stay in it the whole time, but not well enough to like ever really feel like, oh, we're going to win this game. You know what I mean? Like you feel like you're there. It stays close enough, but I would love to be wrong and come out with
I'd expect it to
Sunday, though.
I'd expect it to be pretty close, and then maybe Houston kind of seals it towards the end, and like the final, 2 minutes, they kind of start getting away with it.
Yeah,
and that's kind of it. So depends if Alo's playing, right? If Alo doesn't play, I'm leaning a little further the other way, right? I just don't feel as great about things defensively.
You know what we haven't had in the last couple of weeks, though, is one of those KD games where we win because of KD. This could be one of those.
How many games is he at? Said 4 or 5
that we've won just because of him.
Yeah,
I think we're at like 4. I think he had 6 left, which maybe he's saving those for all 6 in the NCAA tournament, which would be fine with me.
That's perfect.
But this could be a win you get because of KD. He said he gives you 10. We're sitting at 4. I'd be happy for this to be the 5th. We'll say this. You win this game on Sunday, and you have sealed your invitation to the big dance.
Yeah.
For certain.
I think that's fair.
Yeah. Regardless, like, for real, I think you do. All right, anything else on the Houston game before we look at where we're currently sitting when it comes to the big dance?
No. Let's jump to it.
All right, as of today, in the net, we are at 42. You're 2-2 in quad 1, 4-3 in quad 2. So you're sitting at 6-5 in the top 2 quads. TJ, we had just come off of a victory at net number 1 Houston on this date last year. Where do you think we were in the net? Or do you think we fared better or worse than we are just currently sitting?
You said we were 42?
We're 42 today.
38 last year at this time.
on February 13th, 2022, fresh off of a dub against Houston at Houston, we were sitting at 44th in the net. 2 spots worse than we are today. We also, get this, we were sitting at 4-2 in quad one. We had 4 quad 1-1s at this point last year, but we were 1-4 in quad 2. So right now you're at a better spot. If you pull this off Sunday, you're probably jumping up to mid-low 30s, I'd say. Maybe 30. I don't know.
I think if you pull that off, that could be a really big jump. I think even bigger than that.
Yeah. It would be a
Gary's
substantial
25-1.
Yeah. They would be deserving then.
Yeah, I would say so. You beat Houston.
All right. In KenPom, you're sitting at 36th. 37th. We've moved today. So some games have finished. We've fallen back. But that's basically right on par where you started the year with 34th. So you're mid-30s. I'll ask you this. Today, offensive efficiency, we are ranked 34th. Defensive, we are 53rd. So nearly 20 spots better offensively. You know, when the last time we finished a year with a better offensive efficiency than defensive?
Was it a Tubby year? Give me something weird stat here.
No, it was not a Tubby year.
2014, Josh.
Ooh, not bad. 2010, Josh. For those of you that don't remember off the top of your head, that is the Elliott Williams, Wesley Witherspoon, Robert Sally, Willie Kemp, Donnell Mack, Will Coleman, 2010 Tigers. We were 19th offensively and 118th defensively, so 100 spots different. But 2010, we were 24-10, finished 49th in KenPom, lost in the second round of the NIT. But that is wild to me that it has been 13 years.
That long, yeah.
Since we had a better offensive efficiency rating than defensive efficiency rating. I would not have. Some of them have been pretty close, but I don't know. Over the last 13 years, would you have said, like, we're a defensive program?
I think since Penny's been here, we've definitely been more
Oh,
defensive.
wow. I'm wrong. It was a Tubby team. I totally missed that. It's because the ratings were so bad. This shouldn't even count.
Stats are stats, man. Listen to the numbers.
2018. Offensively, we were 125. Defense, we were 200. Okay.
I'm just saying. It makes sense.
That makes more sense. It's only been 5 years.
You said 2018?
Yeah.
Is that David Nickelberry, that class? 2018
team finished 161 in KenPom, 21-13. People were celebrating a 21 season. That was Jeremiah Martin, Davenport, Bruton, Jamario, Mike Parks, Nickelberry, Malik Rhodes, Jamal Johnson, Rainier Thornton. Funny enough, that Tubby team made it to the AAC championship game.
You just listed a lot of Tiger greats, Trey. Of course they did.
Will all go down in the record books. I think we were up 10 on Cincy at half too in that game and lost. That would have been wild if we'd have made the tournament that year. Anyway, it's been 5 years since we've had a better offensive rating, and I still don't really want to count that because 125th offensively should not be better. Freaking 200th defensively. Tragic.
Oof.
All right. Currently in the bracketology world, for those of you that keep track of that at home, the Dilbert that is Joseph Lenardi Has he updated this? He hasn't updated it. This is absurd. When does he update this? Last updated on 2/10 at 9 a.m. There has been a weekend of games. So on Saturday, he had us as the first team out with A&M, Kentucky, North Carolina, and New Mexico right ahead of us. Kentucky lost, so they should drop out and we move in. So I will say we are in ESPN's bracketology as one of the last four in. CBS, I think, has us pretty comfortably in. Jerry Palm's got us the 9 seed playing Maryland in the first game with 1 Texas as the next round matchup. But get this, in Birmingham, that you do that, and that Texas game could feel like a road game with all the Tigs fans that would travel down to Beeham for that. I wouldn't hate that at all.
It's not a bad bracket. I just don't like that we would have to play Gonzaga to get to the championship. It's just me.
Gonzaga would not get that far. They're on the bottom half of the bracket. They would lose.
They would lose to Houston, Duke.
Well, yeah.
No, would they?
Houston. Gonzaga?
Yeah.
Yeah, they are not Gonzaga of. I mean, they might lose to the Anteaters. I'm just kidding.
No.
I don't hate that bracket. I mean, obviously that's not what it's going to be anyway, so don't want to spend a ton of time. I will say this though, Gary, if you're listening, or Jerry, if you're listening, we know that you are, please update the freaking logo. You're using the old logo for the Tigers, and it's really grinding my gears. Get the blue and gray logo out there. TJ, you're wearing the wrong logo.
This shirt
looks like a
this
throwback
shirt is it is very old.
Which I like.
It's not really a throwback.
If you're using it in
like
a throwback sense, it's great. But on CBS, it's poor. Poor sportsmanship on their behalf. All right, I'd say today, right now, you're comfortably in. You go 1-1 this week. I say you're still in. You can afford a loss at Houston. You're fine. All in all, you control your destiny. You're sitting at tied for second. You win out, you win the conference. It's as simple as that. Just keep winning. TJ.
So let me.
Yeah, go. You got it. All you.
Run this by.
Run it.
Go 1-1 this weekend.
1-1 this week.
Trying to think of how I need to word this.
Did you think about your question before you started speaking?
I did, and I'm trying to. I kind of want to reword it.
Okay.
You go 1-1 this weekend, and Tulane goes 2-0.
Yes.
How is that going to shake out the American? Let me look at who Tulane even plays.
I don't think that really matters. It would just solidify you in third and them in second, which we talked about before. Doesn't, if the two of you finish 2-3, it doesn't really matter what order because you're still going to have to play.
You're still going to play each other. Yeah.
The thing I will say is I would prefer. Do the 4-5 play each other? How does the bracket work? No.
Well, first of all, if Tulane goes 2-0, that means they're beating South Florida and Houston at Houston. So,
wait, so do they play Houston on Thursday?
On 2/22. So they played the 18th. Wow,
they only play one game this week.
Yeah, they played the 18th and the 22nd.
Oh, okay. I mean, Tulane could. I mean, I know they got shellacked at their house, but
yeah,
they're a team that could get hot offensively in a game and knock somebody off. I mean, they theoretically, I guess, could. Again, if Temple can go down to Houston and win, I'll search Tulane. But back to your point, if they went 2-0 and we go 1-1, I don't think it's that. You're just sitting solo third and they're in solo second.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really change it all that much. I think what's to watch is that race for fourth, because then there's a possibility that Houston gets knocked off in the semis. If it's Temple, if they're facing Temple again in the semis, Temple's already beat them once, played them real tough at their place again. Temple is at home. Arguably could have won that game too.
Is that Cincy and Temple you're talking?
Yeah, so Cincy and Temple sitting right now at 4-5. I don't know that Cincinnati can knock Houston off, but we've seen that Temple's capable of doing it. So that could be something to keep an eye on. Now, if you fall to fourth, that's no bueno. I think you want to get to the conference championship no matter what happens the rest of the year.
Yeah. I think most of us would agree with that.
Just get there. And the best way to get there is avoiding playing Houston as long as possible. So you finish 2-3, you're good. If you finish 1, you're probably good. You finish 1, 2, or 3, I'd say
you're good.
You got a good shot of avoiding them to the conference title game. All right, Tej, boat drinks. This grew on me.
Man.
Once my coughing attack stopped, this was great.
I don't know.
Towards the bottom, the can.
It got real salty on me at the bottom, and I don't know how much I like that.
Is that because you think there was actual salt in there?
It says it was brewed with salt, so I can only assume.
I don't.
You like the can?
I think your description of a scratch and sniff was. I mean, you couldn't have. Is it? Try it.
I don't know. No, it's not.
That couldn't have been a better description, though, to be honest. Like, that's what it is. I mean, these are scratch and sniff. And if you're listening, CROSSTOWN, you should do that. That would be a great can idea. Why has somebody not done that? The scratch and sniff can?
Maybe it's because you have to refrigerate them, and that would create
What happened to scratch and sniffs? When's the last time you had a scratch and sniff?
A week ago.
Really?
Julian has like 60 stickers of scratch and sniff. Yeah.
Wow.
I
mean, I'm willing to bet it's been over 10 years since I've been around a scratch and sniff. You just have them on the ready at your house?
Yeah, I can go in there and pull. They're on like the fireplace, like where
what are they? What are
all
the
the stickers?
Like fruit stuff.
I don't think they smell anything like it, like what they're supposed to.
Is there a poop emoji one? That would be classic.
I'll have Natalie bring you one. I think they're coming over Wednesday. So,
I love the can. This may be one of my top cans. I think I said that last week with the highlighters regular, but this is up there. I'm going 8-3 on the can.
Wow.
Yeah.
The cans. It's okay. It's not. I think it'd be cool if there was like a Sharknado or something going through the water, but I'm sure
it's a great.
I'm sure you're going to really like it.
Good leathering.
I do like the colors. I think I'm at like a 6.6 maybe.
Gosh, TJ just doesn't give out big can scores these days.
That's not true. I mean, okay, maybe. I don't know. Whatever.
Oh, there is. That last sip I was heavy on the salt.
Yeah, I think it got real salty on the end, and I don't know if I love that.
Wow, that's going to take the actual rating down some. This was good, though. I mean, it definitely is like an on-the-boat drink or on the beach drink for sure.
Yeah, I definitely see what they were going for. I just don't know if I love it.
I wouldn't say love. Love feels strong, but I like her. Cool to be around, fun to hang out with, but don't want to marry it. You know what I mean? I'm going to go 7-2.
Okay.
I'd drink it again.
7-2. Let me update that on the spreadsheet here. 7.2. That's probably more than I would say. I don't
Yeah, I
like
can tell
gozas
you're
because
not a
they're
fan.
sour. They're just so sour. It puts a weird taste in my mouth. I feel like I should have brought my water and done like a chaser of water to clean out my mouth. That saltiness at the bottom show didn't help it any.
That's something, but that's a mental note next time, right? You know, hey, I've got one swig left. Throw it away. You don't need it. That's the salt sip.
Yeah, I will
They
say
should
I'll
put
say
that on here. Hashtag salt sip. Last sip, salt sip. Don't do it.
I will say the beer tied the can, and I'll put them both at 6.6 for me.
Wow. Have we had a beer and can tie before?
I think you did one. Let's see. You had crap. I'm reading two different things. You had one. I think you may have changed it though.
This was either a higher alcohol content than I was anticipating. It may have been very well. But
Sounds
your
like it.
camera or my vision was just blurry, but now you're crystal clear. I don't know what was going on.
No, brother, I got that HD.
No, I think it was your camera.
That's on you, dude. You're drunk.
That means it's probably time to go.
You had one that was pretty close. I can't seem to find it, or maybe you changed your score. Or it's episode 6 where I didn't write down the scores for some reason.
Might have been that.
We're gonna send
All right, final thoughts.
Go 2-0, right?
Let's go 2-0.
I think that's the message.
Make it a 2-0 week. For TJ, this is Trey. Come with the cold beer. Stay for that take. Peace.
If you enjoyed this episode of Tigers Untapped, please leave a like and a comment wherever you download your podcasts. Head over to bluffcitynil.com for comprehensive coverage of Memphis Tiger athletics. We will see you back here next week.